California living on the cheap? You must be joking. This state is notorious for stratospheric home prices that make affordable seem like a fantasy. But guess what? There are still a few hidden gems where you can snag a decent house without hawking your kidneys on the black market. That's right, I'm going to spill the beans on towns in Cali that won't leave your bank account crying for mercy. We're talking places you probably never heard of, where the cost of living won't make your eyeballs pop out of your head like a cartoon character. So, all you budget-conscious folks looking to soak up some California sun without going bankrupt, listen up. I've got the inside scoop on achieving the California dream without money to burn. Let's dive in and see how the other half lives. So let's get started with the most affordable places to live in California. If you're looking to live large in California without going broke, check out some of these small-town gems. The first one on my list is Gustine, California. Some think California is only for the fabulously wealthy, but us savvy folks know better. There are pockets of this golden state where living large won't cost you an arm and a leg. Take Gustine, for example. This blink-and-you'll-miss-it hamlet sits smack between San Jose and Merced, where the cost of living is 31% lower than the rest of the state. Merced trailers go for next to nothing and empty lots are under $100K. If you want to go off the grid in style, Gustine's got you covered. During lockdown, the police here delivered groceries to residents so that they could stay safe at home. How sweet is that? If small-town charm and affordable living call your name, Gustine just might be your dream destination. Next on our list is Rosman, California, a desert oasis on a budget. An hour from Los Angeles, Rosman was once a mining and ranching town. Now it's home to Edwards Air Force Base and some of the cheapest housing around. The cost of living is 24% lower than average, and houses start at $220K. Sure, it's in the middle of the desert, but with 300 days of sun a year, who needs grass? If you don't mind trading beaches for cacti, you can live here for a song. Every year they host a cantaloupe festival, so I hope you like melons. For those seeking solitude and savings in the Mojave, Rosman hits the spot. The next small-town gem on my list is Susanville, California, the last frontier. Roughly 2 hours north of Tahoe, Susanville moves at a pace all its own. If you really want to get away from it all, this is your place. The cost of living is 30% lower than California's average, and housing is 15% cheaper than average, so I can live large on my barista's salary. I'll be upgrading from my van to an actual house, with 4 walls and everything. There are lots galore for under $10K, so I can finally build that underground bunker I've always wanted. Susanville is a place where the tumbleweeds outnumber the people, 2 hours south of Alturas. Look it up, you've never heard of that either. Susanville moves at the speed of molasses. One look at the downtown, and you'll wonder if time stopped in 1975, so don't expect a hopping nightlife or foodie scene. Instead, you'll find natural beauty, outdoor adventures, and a tight-knit community. For those who value independence and saving money over amenities, Susanville offers an affordable escape. For entertainment, there's, the scenery is nice. And it's only a couple hours to Reno if I get bored. The pace of life may be slower, but at least the tumbleweeds keep me company. Number 4 on our list is Firebaugh, California. Firebaugh got its name from some guy who couldn't spell. The town was named after a ferry operator, but they managed to mix up 2 letters in his name and it stuck. This farming community's claim to fame is an annual cantaloupe festival. Nothing says party like cantaloupe. The cost of living is 35% lower, so I can live large on a migrant farm worker's wages. Housing is 32% lower, so I'll be upgrading from my van to an actual trailer, with wheels and everything. For under $50K, I can buy an empty lot and do, nothing with it. If cantaloupe and alfalfa farming don't float your boat, Firebaugh does have some abandoned gold mines. And it's only a couple hours to Fresno if I get really bored. The pace of life may be slower, but at least I'll never go hungry, what with all the cantaloupe. The last small town gem on our list is 29 Palms, California. You know, when I first heard of 29 Palms, I thought it sounded like an oasis in the desert. Turns out, it pretty much is. Except instead of palm trees and pools, you get cacti, dirt, and the occasional scorpion. This city of 26,000 sits on the edge of the Mojave, where the highlight of your day will be watching the tumbleweeds drift by. The Marine Corps has a big base here, probably because it's one of the most inhospitable places in California. I did some training there once. Let's just say I have no desire to go back unless I want to experience what life will be like after the apocalypse. The housing is cheap, though. You can snag a fixer-upper for a mere $150K, or if you want to live large, spend up to $350K on a mech mansion with a few rocks in the yard. The cost of living is 33% lower than the rest of the Golden State. Heck, it's 7% lower than the national average. The trade-off is you'll probably need to drive over an hour to find anything resembling culture or nightlife. But if you're a hardcore introvert, have a penchant for desert sunsets, and don't mind the occasional coyote howl, 29 Palms could be your affordable little slice of paradise. I'll admire it from a distance. Overall, while these California communities may be largely unknown, the low cost of living is appealing. The slower pace of life and wide open spaces allow for an escape from the craziness of more populated areas of the state. Sure, the entertainment and amenities may be lacking, but for the budget-conscious, these off-the-beaten-path towns stretching your dollar could be just what the doctor ordered. There you have it, a few affordable and quirky communities where you can live large for less in the Golden State. Who needs San Francisco when you've got Firebaugh? Pack your bags. You're moving to Mojave. So there you have it, some of the most affordable places to live large in the Golden State without breaking the bank. Who knew California had so many hidden gems where you can rent a palace for a pauper's budget? While they may not have the glitz and glam of LA or the tech riches of Silicon Valley, these towns have their own understated charms. No, you won't be rubbing elbows with celebrities or Instagram influencers, but you'll get to soak up the California sun and scenery for a fraction of the cost. So take a road trip and explore these overlooked spots. You just might find your new favorite affordable hometown in California.